It's Michelle Arbeau again, your celebrity numerologist for lotteryusa.com, and I'm excited and saddened at the same time to be doing this particular celebrity spotlight because it's Whitney Houston. And you know, Whitney, she's kind of one of those singers that were a part of my generation, so to speak. You know, Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, they were, you know, part of my growing up experience. And you know, it's always interesting to look at someone's chart when they have passed, because it does have a lot of indicators usually that they have an exit point or that there was an exit point there for them. And I know that Sylvia Brown, she was a famous psychic, she's actually passed away now, but she really talked strongly about exit points, and I do believe that we do have them, because I actually have had 3 near-death experiences myself, and so I know without a doubt that there is something else beyond this physical experience. And I also believe that they do tell you when it's not your time and they push you back. I actually had an experience, my last one was a seizure, and it was a 7-minute seizure, and it was, you know, not pretty. I mean, I peed my pants in the whole 9 yards. It was terrible. And my lips were actually blue for about 2.5 minutes of that time before the paramedics came. And I saw these people that I didn't recognize. They weren't family members or anything like that, but they were coming to me floating with their legs crossed and their arms like this, almost like I Dream a Genie kind of energy. And every time they would move closer, it would push me back further, and they would move closer and it would push me back further. So I just understood there were no words. I just understood that I wasn't coming with them, that I was going back. And sure enough, I woke up and saw the paramedics around me, and I was fine, but it never happened again. Didn't have a seizure before, didn't have a seizure after, and I kind of knew that when I woke up. It was so strange, because I thought, you know, I'd never had a seizure, and am I going to have any more? And I thought, no, I'm not. And I think it was some sort of awakening of some kind, or some kind of a message for me, because it's interesting that they were coming to me that way, because I always love to sit with my legs crossed. And right now I'm in my office chair, and I'm actually sitting with my legs crossed like that, because I love to do it. I do it in restaurants that have, you know, those more bucket seat type things, or benches or whatever, or booths, I guess, there. So yeah, I mean, that's my comfortable go-to position. So it was just kind of creepy to see that coming at me, but I understood. And so, you know, with these exit points, I think Whitney was poised to go. And I don't think necessarily that it was just an exit point. I think it was her true blue time to go. She had finished what she needed to accomplish in this lifetime, because it's really painted clearly in her numbers. And she is actually, which is fascinating to me, because I wouldn't have thought of Whitney as someone who's highly intelligent and less soul dominated, because she's a beautiful, soulful based singer that just seems to come from the soul. However, she is extremely mentally dominant. She has the 3, the 6, and double 9s on the mind plane, which gives her the arrow of the intellect. But it also is like worrywart kind of energy, because it's overabundance. You've got double 9. So she might be one of those people that had the most wheel always spinning. And it might have been the reason why she was into drugs and things like that, to calm the mind and to calm that, you know, rat wheel that just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. And she also had a single 1 on her chart, which is isolated. And when we have the 1, which is the number of verbal self-expression, but it's isolated, we have issues with expressing ourselves. So we have issues with expressing our feelings, our needs, our wants, our desires in relationships, and those kinds of things. So if you were to approach Whitney, let's say, with, you know, getting really detailed with her and saying, how are you doing? What's really going on? She wouldn't necessarily not tell you, but if you said, write me a letter or write me an email, that would be all of her in that. It'd be like, there's the missing chunks that you can't actually say. And so it may have come out in her writing, maybe songwriting, or just the singing, the expression, because she's unable to express verbally that way. And it's interesting too that on the soul plane, and thinking of such a soulful singer, you would think she would have more, but she just has the 8. And the 8 is very confident, it's detached, it's aloof, it's not vulnerable. It's hard to open up to express your emotions. So I think her expression came through and her heart opened up during her performances, and I think that was really the only time that it really shone through. So it made her performances so very special and so very great and over the top, which is why she was such a well-known singer for what she did. So looking at her cycles though, she was in a double whammy 9, which a peak of 9 and a personal year of 9. Sorry, I want to correct myself here, because let's back that up. She is actually, if she were to be alive today, she would be in a double whammy 9. When she died, she was in a peak of 9, not a personal year of 9. She would be today, but a personal year of 4 when she passed, which is even kind of worse, because 4 is all about restructuring your foundation. It's about restructuring your life in general, just really kind of taking a look at it and saying, my life's not working. It's not where I want it to be. It's not what I want it to be. I want to restructure it, rebuild my foundation. And she was in a peak cycle of 9, which is high change on every level of life, relationships, location, career, the whole 9 yards. So she was really examining her foundation and where she was at in life and where she was going. And it could be that, we really don't know still what truly happened to Whitney, but if she did take her own life, then it could very well be that she was at that place of deciding that her foundation was over and that she didn't want to rebuild it in a different way. What she wanted was to be a famous singer, and she didn't think that was going to continue on. So it may have been an exit point for her, or it may have been that she was just truly finished with the work that she was doing. So she was also, interestingly enough, a 36-9, which is the most negative form of the 9. It is one of those energies where, because the 3 and the 6 in the negative space are very self-doubting, self-critical, pessimistic, glass half empty, gossipy, critical, judgmental, all of that stuff. So, if they get in a negative vortex, it's hard to get them out. They have to have someone kind of yank them out of it. So I always say, surround yourself with positive people, places, and things, because if you're a 36-9, you're going to get sucked into the vortex, and you're kind of going to be that negative Nelly all the time, and that's not where you want to live. So if if anyone's listening and they're a 36-9, or they're married to a 36-9, get in touch with me, because I'll tell you more about the 36-9, because it's very important. I was married to a 36-9 as well, and now I'm divorced from that person because of that very fact, because it was always encouragement, but in a backwards way. It would force me to, you're telling me no, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So, the negative Nelly can really get you down, especially me being the 3, the social butterfly. So I just, I grew and that person didn't. So it didn't work out in the end, and our contract was over. And also, Whitney was a Leo, which, they always seek the spotlight and they have a big heart. So she, all in all, she meant well. She just went down the wrong road. And she also was masking a lot of hurt and a lot of things that she couldn't stop thinking about. So I just want to say happy birthday to Whitney Houston. I know she's not with us, but I still want to say happy birthday nonetheless. And tune in again next week, because we're going to have another great celebrity spotlight on lotteryusa.com.